Hello and welcome once again to the Hard Brexit scenario on Football Manager 2020, where we take a look and see what happens when the UK leaves UEFA and is left to fend for itself and create its own Champions League and stuff like that. And, of course, international stuff. And that's where we're going to be focusing the start of today's edition, seeing how the World Cup qualifying has gone on since we began. See, when we first checked, we were a few games in on the Brexit qualifying section, and we're going to have a quick look at how that's going. Now, if the picture's better, cool. I've recently bought a new laptop, so loading times will hopefully be good. Although apparently Windows Movie Maker is no longer downloadable, so I don't know how I'm making this. But if I have, congratulations to me. Right. Moving on to the stages section. Obviously World Cup 2022 hasn't started yet, but we've had the draw for the European qualifying section. That doesn't start until March 2021, but for those who want to see the draw, it is right there for you. Please enjoy. I believe it's 10 groups of 5. Now, in Brexit qualifying, they've been going hammer and tong for quite a while. And after 14 games, England are top with 14 wins, 51 goals scored and 2 conceded. And these results include decent wins over Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, plus hammerings of pretty much everyone else, it seems. Gibraltar only lost 3-0 to England. So well done to them. The top 4 are obviously going to be England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, with Gibraltar in 5th and all the Caribbean islands underneath them. Only the top 2 qualify though. So at the moment, England and Wales are the front runners for qualification spots. I think England have pretty much got it in the bag, but Wales, they hopefully for them, they will sneak past Scotland. But it's going to be one of those two, I imagine, because Northern Ireland are a bit behind on, a bit below the pace. 9 points behind Wales and Scotland there. In North America, if I have a quick look back onto the original group stage, where the winners of the 6 groups go through to the final round. As you can see there, group winners were Mexico, Jamaica, Panama, USA, Honduras and Haiti. And all those winners go through to the final stage. I would say most of them are going to qualify. In fact, I know most of them are going to qualify. The top 5 of those 6 qualify, with only the bottom side not making it to, I believe, Turkey are the hosts for the first one. Yes, Turkey are hosting it. So only one of those is not going to Turkey in 2022. In South America, they've been going at it a similar amount of time as the Brexit qualifying section, and Argentina have already qualified. The top 6 in South America all make their way to the World Cup, and as I said, Argentina have already made it, and I imagine Brazil and Uruguay will be joining them very shortly, seeing as they're only 4 points behind. Chile, Ecuador and Colombia holding the other qualifying spots. In Africa, these guys haven't actually played for a year, because in 2021 in 2020 they focus on the African Nations Cup, although due to how the edit goes, I don't know when the African Nations Cup's actually going to happen, because the 2019 one hasn't happened yet. I think it happens at the end of 2020, so soon. Just good to know, isn't it? But currently leading the way, the top teams in each group all go to a playoff round, where we then get all the winners of those playoffs go through. So Mali, DR Congo, Algeria, Nigeria, Ghana, Morocco, Egypt, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Cameroon and Tunisia all holding those top spots at the moment. I think, actually, if I just check the rules, I think it might be more than that. Let's say how many teams go through. Top teams qualify and the best 5 from the rest qualify. So I believe that may be the top 16, so 16 teams qualify for the next round, and then playoffs. And it's the same situation in Asia, because they also haven't played for this year, and it's the same qualifying situation where they group winners and best runners up will go through to the playoffs. So currently front runners are South Korea, the Philippines, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Iran, Syria, Australia and Iraq. So those ones all going through, and then I believe there's 8 qualifying from there as well. And also we have Oceania, the qualifying section. 2 groups of 6. The top team in each group goes through to the World Cup. New Zealand top of Group A after 2 matches. Vanuatu top of Group B. Now, as if you remember, East Timor are in this are in Oceania instead of Asia in this one. It's just so that the numbers even out, because I'm a crap editor. So that's what's happening in the World Cup. How about the Club World Cup draw? I'm pretty sure it's happened. It has. So we can see what's going to happen. We'll be covering who wins this in the next video. But the draw is Group A. Kitchi, SAN, I believe are Santos. Team Wellington, who won the OFC Champions League. And Juventus / Zebra, who won the Champions League. Group B, Bayern, who are the Champions League runners-up. Guangzhou from China. Pyramids from Egypt, and Roma, who won the Europa League. And Group C, Boca Juniors, winners of the Copa Libertadores. ES Tunis, Man City, who won the Brexit Champions League, as you know, and Tigres, who won the CONCACAF Champions League. I think Kitchi at the top there won the AFC Confederations Cup, and San won the Copa Sudamericana. Hosting it, North Macedonia, and as I said, on the next edition we will see how that went. If you're wondering where all the badges have gone, by the way, because of the new laptop, I haven't actually installed the badge thing yet. That's hopefully coming back soon. It's just transferring onto on a memory stick now. Onto the Champions Leagues. No, not that one. That one, yes. We'll start with the Brexit Champions League. And we are deep into the group stage here. So as you can see, we've already got qualifiers. So Man U, top of Group A, 6 wins out of 6, including a 7-0 win against the Blues. In fact, I think we had that on the last video. They've done the double over Blues, scoring 12 in the process. Shrewsbury hoping they can take second spot and qualify. Watford have already qualified from Group B. Kilmarnock, well, quite clear ahead of Kilmarnock. They've been winning quite a few matches. Spurs, obviously top of Group C, although they have lost a match. They lost 2-1 to Oxford, so Oxford in the running for one of the best runners-up positions. Norwich top of Group D ahead of Peterborough. Group E, Bristol City have already qualified. They've got 1 game left to play, but there's 2 match days left. Group F, Liverpool, obviously they're top, and they've been smashing it. And they've got 2 games left to play. Group G, Reading already qualified, 100% record. Gillingham in second there. Group H, Luton are top by a point ahead of Nottingham Forest, while in Group I, Bournemouth already qualified. They got 100% record with 20 goals scored. 6-0 win over Glentoran on match day 1 was probably the best way to start it, really, isn't it? Group J, Wolves top of the table ahead of Swansea, while in Group K, Aberdeen lead Newcastle. Newcastle with 3 draws, which can't be that fun for them, including a 2-2 draw with Truro, which, yes, not the best season for Newcastle. They might not even make it if they got to make sure they're one of the best runners-ups. 2 of those runners-ups don't go through. Group L, Brighton already qualified, 100% record. Blackburn in second, with the rest of the group not looking too good. Stratford, they may be able to pull the wool over Nuneaton, but when it comes to Brighton and Blackburn, they're just not managing it. They did get a win, though, over Full Physic. Group M, Ipswich Town, top of the table with Leeds in second. Leeds only 1 defeat. I imagine that was against Ipswich. Yeah. While in Group N, Leicester City have qualified for the next round. 19 points out of the possible 21. Only drawing with Hartlepool United. Rangers in second there. Group O, Stoke City and St Johnstone in second. While Group P, Southampton are top with a 100% record, but are not definitely qualified just yet, with Hibernian in second. Derby, on the other hand, have automatically qualified with 2 games left to play. Carlisle in second, but they've played all of their matches and they've only got 11 points. So they are running there's a bit of a risk of them not getting a best runner-up position, especially if Wrexham can win their last 2 games and overtake them. So that's what's happening in the Brexit Champions League. In the Empire League, a quick run through here. Chesterfield top there. Aston Villa and Arsenal already qualifying. That's a fairly obvious one there for Arsenal, although the draw with Exeter must have annoyed them. Man City also already qualifying. They've got a 100% record. They've been smashing it, although only a couple of small wins against Ebbsfleet and Maidenhead in the last 2 games. Southend top of Group E, Cambridge top of Group F. Group G is led by Mansfield. Group H, Dundee United. Raith Rovers are top of Group I, while Huddersfield Town have qualified for the second round already, with a game left to play, with 100, and they've got a 100% record. Group K, Burnley also have already qualified, 7 wins out of 7, 30 goals scored. That's a good run for them. 8-0 against Westfields from Herefordshire. Looking up next, Stevenage, top of Group L. Hearts have qualified in Group M, but they've, unlike Burnley, they've not been scoring too many. But Forest Green apparently getting close to them. Celtic have also already qualified, 100% record, 6 wins out of 6. Everton, similar record, but with an extra win and probably looks like more goals going. They've already qualified, while Burton and Inverness Caledonian Thistle top groups P and Q. We'll have the Cup Winners' Cup in the next edition. What about the actual Champions League? Let's head over there now and see if anyone's already qualified in those ones. So we can see Lyon have qualified in Group A with Salzburg in second. Barcelona already qualified in Group B. Monaco in second in their group. Real Madrid and Eintracht Frankfurt, with a game to spare, they've both already made it through to the next round, as well as in Group D, Ajax and Inter Milan both already qualifying, and in Group E, Napoli and Borussia Dortmund both already qualifying, while in Group F, the Group of Death, PSG have qualified, but Bayern Munich and Juventus have to fight it out for that final spot. Have they played each other twice? They have. So Juventus have to get a big win over CSKA Moscow and hope that Bayern lose to PSG. It's close in the Group of Death. Group G, Spartak Moscow and Dynamo Kiev both qualified already, and in Group H, Hoffenheim have made it to the next round. What about in the Europa League? We have Valencia. They're through, as well as AC Milan in Group B. Lazio and Schalke in Group D have both already qualified, while Zenit in Group E is qualified. Group F, Bayer Leverkusen and Shakhtar have made it through. In Group G, the holders, Roma, looking to retain their crown. In Group H, Olympiacos and CSKA Sofia making it into the next round. Over to the Euro Cup 2, we can have a quick flick through and see who's qualified in those ones with a game to play. Astra Gugu, they've qualified, as well as Trenčín from Slovakia. Espanyol have made it. Nantes have made it. Rostov of Russia. Werder Bremen and Fiorentina, they were obvious ones. And LASK of Austria. Those teams have already made it to the next round with a game left to play. We'll see how the group stage finished in the next edition. Not too much time left to go, really. So if we have a look now at the big ones in Scotland and Wales, so Glasgow basically, Celtic and Rangers having the same problems they had last time of being quite a few games in hand. Both of them 100% records, but both of them several games in hand. Dunbarton and Partick Thistle are the early front runners as per last year, although BSC Glasgow are level on points with Queen's Park and Partick Thistle there. So could we see a new force in Glasgow? Probably not, because Rangers and Celtic, once they win all their games, will move up to the top. In Wales, the two big divisions there, South Glamorgan, Cardiff are not having the same problems Celtic and Rangers are having. They are top with 27 points, 100% record, ahead of Clanwick Major and Barry. While in West Glamorgan, Swansea are having the games in hand issue, 100% record, but they've only played 8 compared to the 13-14 of Garden Village and Neath. So those two are top. Port Talbot only on 10 games. I think they came second, so they're having a Empire League run as well. Into England, we'll have a quick flick through all those tournaments. Biggleswade Town are top ahead of Luton, but Luton have 2 games in hand. Reading are leading the Berkshire Premier Division by 3 points. Bristol City, top of Bristol and Gloucestershire's Premier Division, ahead of Bristol Rovers. Forest Green not doing quite as well as last season, but they are only 4 points from Bristol Rovers in second, so they can still catch up. In Buckinghamshire, MK Dons top by 5 points already ahead of Wycombe, wanting revenge after Wycombe won the league last season. Cambridge United are top of the Cambridge Premier Division with 3 points clear of Peterborough in second. Cheshire Crew are top, the holders. They're 3 points clear of Macclesfield, while in Cornwall, Truro, they are top, but they're only 1 point ahead at the moment. Not quite the dominating season that they had last year yet, but it's only just begun. We missed out Cumbria there. In Cumbria, Barrow are top on goal difference ahead of Carlisle. Barrow looking to get one over on Carlisle this season. While in Derbyshire, Derby top by 7 points. They did pretty much buy an entire new squad in the last season, or in the pre-season. Plymouth, 10 wins out of 10, 2 points clear at the top ahead of Exeter with Torquay in third. Tiverton, their run last season ended up in fourth. They're down in sixth at the moment, but there's plenty of time to be had. Dorset, Bournemouth top by 6 points. That one was not going to be in doubt really. Durham, this one is quite open at the moment with Stockton leading the way with 27 points. Consett in second on 24, and then Hartlepool, who do have a game or two in hand, but it's still quite wide open. And Hartlepool don't have the 100% record either. They've drawn 2 against Thornaby and Speddyball, so not even against the big teams like Darlington and I think Darlington is the big team there. Maybe Spennymoor is one of the bigger teams. Maybe I'm just talking out my arse here. In Essex, Southend are top by 5 points. They are clear, 5 points clear of Colchester in second. Colchester are the holders, so maybe Southend looking to get some revenge on last season. Over to Greater London now. How's that one looking? Arsenal top, 100% record, 10 wins out of 10, 30 goals scored. That includes a 7-0 win over the Metropolitan Police in one of their recent matches. Met Police all the way down in bottom there, 10 losses out of 10. Although the only real embarrassing one was the 7-0 loss to Arsenal. They only lost 2-1 to Chelsea, so they're trying. It's the best that can be said. The other 2 promoted teams, Kingstonian and Wealdstone, not in the relegation zone just yet. Barnet, though, also 10 losses out of 10. Elsewhere at the top, Fulham in second, Spurs in third, Chelsea fourth, Charlton in fifth. Everyone else is under 20 points. Greater Manchester, it's looking like a repeat of last season already. Manchester United, 10 wins out of 10. Man City don't have 10 wins out of 10. They've only got 9 wins out of 10. They've drawn a match with Rochdale, so it's not going all too well for Man City. Already 2 points behind Manchester United, and they haven't played each other yet. Hampshire and the Isle of Wight, Southampton are top on goal difference ahead of Portsmouth, with Aldershot 5 points behind them. Herefordshire, this one has already taken an ugly turn for the rest of Herefordshire. Hereford top with 33 points already, almost 20 points clear of Westfields in second. Hertfordshire, Watford are top of the league with 27 points, 3 points ahead of Stevenage. While in Kent, Ebbsfleet top by a point. Gillingham in second on 28 points, Dover in third, so Ebbsfleet looking to make their mark this season. In Lancashire, Burnley, 11 wins out of 11, looking to try and get that title. Blackburn stealing it from them late in the season last season. Well, this time Burnley are top by 5 points already, with Blackburn in second, Fleetwood third, Preston fourth and Accrington fifth. In Leicestershire and Rutland, Leicester are top of the league, 36 goals scored in 11 games, 6-0 against Culver in the last match, so Leicester doing as expected so far. Lincolnshire, Scunthorpe are top by 3 points ahead of Lincoln City, while in Merseyside, Liverpool, 100% record, 11 wins out of 11, 47 goals scored. They are having a vintage season already. it seems to be pretty generic results actually. 4-0, 5-0, 4-0, 3-0, 5-0, 4-0, 5-0, 4-0, 4-0. It's a pretty good season so far for Liverpool. Everton, they're all the way down in third, but they've played 2 games less than Tranmere and also have a 100% record. I imagine we've got a full-scale Merseyside derby coming soon. Not that every other match isn't a Merseyside derby. Norwich are top, 3 points clear of Kings Lynn in second. Northamptonshire, they are also 3 points clear. Northampton are clear of Brackley in second. Northumberland, Morpeth are top. They've got quite a lead there. 8-point lead already over the current champions Tweedmouth. Berwick in third on 14. While Nottingham Forest lead the way by 5 points, with Notts County in second and Mansfield in third. In Oxfordshire, Oxford are top, 11 wins out of 11, but only 1 point clear of Banbury in second. Shropshire, Shrewsbury are top, only by a point though, with AFC Telford in second. TNS, they're dropping below the pace there with 22 points, 6 points behind AFC Telford. In Somerset, Bath, top of the league by 2 points ahead of Yeovil, and not even a game in hand. They've both got a game in hand over third. So Yeovil just not doing as well as last season just yet. Staffordshire, Stoke are top, as well as Burton. Both of them, they're doing exactly what they did last season, both winning every game so far, which means they've probably got to play each other soon. Stoke doing it on goal difference once again so far. Tamworth in third, ahead of Port Vale as well. Got to click the right button there. In Suffolk, Ipswich top, 11 wins out of 11, 33 points. While in Surrey, Woking are top, 10 wins out of 10, 30 points. So everything's going to form at the moment. Sussex, Crawley lead the way. Brighton in second with a game in hand, but there is a 5-point gap. So Crawley can afford to lose. Well, Brighton can't go top if they win that game in hand. Crawley doing well. Who was that draw against for Brighton? With Bognor Regis. Bognor Regis are a bogey team for both Brighton and Crawley, it seems. Tyne and Wear, Newcastle and Sunderland, both with a 100% record at the top. Newcastle just scoring a lot more goals from the looks of things. Yeah, there's a 7-0 and an 8-0 there, while biggest for Sunderland's only 5-0. In Warwickshire, Stratford, top of the league. Frustrating Nuneaton Borough some more. But Nuneaton have a game in hand which they could go top if they win, with Stratford losing to Nuneaton earlier in the season. In fact, at one of their more recent games. So Nuneaton looking to get their own back on Stratford, who came out of nowhere last season. West Midlands, Wolves top with 27, West Brom second on 25th, Walsall third with 25, and Aston Villa is fourth with 24. Coventry down in 6th and Birmingham in 7th, both on 22. Ooh, missed out Wiltshire there. In Wiltshire, Swindon Supermarine are top, but Swindon have 2 games in hand and will go top if they win both of those. Salisbury possibly also could catch them as well if they win both their games in hand. Worcestershire, Kidderminster top of the league there, 7 points clear already. And finally in Yorkshire, Leeds top by 4 points, by 6 points, with a 100% record. They bought a bunch of new players in the pre-season, so it's not too surprising that Leeds are doing that well so far. Huddersfield second, Bradford third, Sheffield United fourth, Barnsley fifth, and Middlesbrough in a disappointing sixth. In fact, even more disappointing, Hull in ninth. But yeah, and I'm not sure how much is left of the FA Cup, or if we're down to one page on the FA Cup yet. If I'll just quickly skip through the lower leagues to have a look. No, we've still got loads of matches in the FA Cup to go through, so we'll leave that for the time being. One thing we didn't check at the end of last season, which we should have, is the awards in the top division. So I'm going to have a quick look at the awards. Who won what award? Not Team of the Week, but the Golden Glove last season was won by Plymouth's Alex Palmer, who kept 32 clean sheets in 36 matches, conceded only 4 goals. Jack Butland in second and Stephen Bender of Swindon in third. While Manager of the Year was Graham Wesley of Stratford, and you know what? You can't blame him for that. 87% win ratio, 82 goals scored, 20 conceded. Stratford had a great season last year, and he takes Pep Guardiola's crown as manager of the year. The young player of the year was Adam Ida of Norwich, so well done to him. While the top goal scorer in all of the top divisions, Matty Taylor of Oxford, who scored 29 goals in 34 appearances, one more than Lucas Akins of Burton, who scored 28 out of 38 matches. Third place, Kelechi Iheanacho of Leicester, who only scored 26 compared to the others. If we have a look at the Footballer of the Year, Mo Salah of Liverpool. He did well. I believe he also won the Players' Player of the Year. So the second time he's won that. And if we have a look at the Team of the Year as well, the Players' Team of the Year, sorry, these are the only awards that are actually still eligible. So for some reason, some of them are not, some of them are. If we take a look here, the Team of the season last year, Stephen Bender of Swindon in goal, Ben Chilwell, Josh Knight, Tommy Smith and James Bree in defence, while we have Rob Hall, Chris Cadden, Emir Hughes and Marcus Maddison in midfield, while up front Oxford's Matty Taylor and Wolverhampton Wanderers' Patrick Cutrone. So no massive team players. The only two Premier League, like real life Premier League players, in Ben Chilwell and Patrick Cutrone, and one of them barely gets a game from what I remember. One last thing to look at before we go, and that is the always first competition to finish, or the first league to finish, and that is the British Antarctic Football Territory, or not football tournament, British Antarctic Football Tournament. Last season was won by the Blues. Well, this season the Greens have taken it. If we have a look at the table in the group stage, the Yellows came top with 11 points. Greens in second, while the Reds and the Blues finished outside of the playoff positions. In the playoff, the top team Yellows, Sydney Yellows to be exact, and Halley Greens. The Greens won it 2-0 in the final to take the first silverware of the season, and they have qualified for the Brexit Champions League next season. Yellows get the Empire League, and if we look at the other one that's already started, we've got a little bit left to that. We'll see who wins that one next time. But until then, I think we're done. Until then, rock on, have a good one, and all that, gubbins. Like and subscribe.